A new mayor was elected. His name was Gustav. His platform was improving the town's defenses with help from the church. See, Silvervein had to deal with werewolf attacks on a regular basis. They see us as a threat since we mine silver, their greatest weakness. So, we needed protection, one way or another. This brought Gustav to the church bunch, and by extension, to my sister. He attempted to court her, but she would refuse him. Mom wanted her to marry Gustav, but Jolene's heart was dedicated to the church. Eventually, Gustav proposed to Jolene. She said no, as well she should. There was a long pause. I had a feeling I knew what Greed was going to say. Gustav didn't take it so well. I woke up one morning and Jolene just wasn't there anymore. Went looking for her. It was a foggy day. I could barely see the ground, yet alone anything else. I knew my way around the town and my way to the town center. I figured she went to do some shopping. I walked to the fountain. It's this large marble thing with a statue of Miranda in it with water coming out of her hands. As I got closer, I could see red staining the marble. I ran over. The water was red. I could see a form in the water. Her face was unrecognizable. I only knew it was Jolene by her blood-stained robes. I don't know how long I was screaming before someone come to take me home. I don't even know who did that. Every time I closed my eyes, all I could see was my sister's dead body. Jolene, a kind and generous woman, snuffed out like a candle. I was in a stunned silence. I had heard stories like this before. I had suffered hardships myself, but not like this. I couldn't imagine what he could have felt. Grade's voice was soft and trailed off as if he was somewhere else. The story went that she was killed by a werewolf in the night. However, I've seen werewolf attacks before. The bodies are mangled messes, hardly more than a pile of meat at the end. Whilst Jolene's face had been destroyed, the rest of her was pristine. No claw marks, no bite marks, no fur in the water. I prayed to my father, begging him to bring Jolene back. In the Mirandan religion, resurrection is taboo, so of course he told me it was impossible. I then asked for justice. I prayed to my father to slaughter the man who ripped Jolene from this world. I begged, I pleaded for vengeance. I wanted to see him suffer. A silent hatred burned behind Greed's eyes. It was almost more terrifying than when his eyes went black. My father said no. He didn't care. Jolene wasn't his kid. At least that's what I thought was his reason for saying no. I know now he was just protecting me. My 8-year-old mind was blinded with rage. I felt betrayed. I reached out to other powers, trying to find anything that would help me. Something did answer. One night, I felt hands on me, large hands with long skeletal fingers. I felt cold. I could see a mouth but no eyes. The mouth had a long black tongue and rows upon rows of shark-like teeth. It spoke to me. It introduced itself to me as Isolation, daughter of the Visceral Queen. She offered me a chance to get what I wanted. All I would need is to tell her where my father was. Greed gave a soft and hollow laugh as tears ran down his cheeks. And I told her. I told her. I fucking told her! Greed took the now empty glass and threw it onto the floor, shattering it into a million pieces. Wow, wow, wow! I called out, trying to calm him down. I had my hands out, palms down. I told her, and you know what? I never heard from him again. I let that thing kill my father, and what did I get in return? An old man's face bashed into the tits of that fucking statue that I found my sister's body at. All I got was a hollow, empty, meaningless victory against a sad, pathetic fool. Greed was crying hard now. I wasn't a therapist. I did not know how to handle this. I think he noticed how I was feeling because he calmed down and took his seat. I'm sorry about the glass. I'll clean that up. I was quiet a moment before I said, I have a sister. I can't imagine how I would feel if I lost her, especially if I was 8 when it happened. You were a child. I was old enough to know better, Greed said. Were you? It sounds like you had a pretty repressed life, I said. All this might explain why Greed was dressed like a pretentious git, as Salazar put it. Greed nodded. Still, though, I got my father, an angel, killed, he said. Jolene would be so ashamed of me. And Jason. Oh, Jason, I haven't seen him since I got banished from Silvervein. He's been in that piece of shit town alone. All alone. All because of some stupid thing I did.